Welcome back to another episode of Fantasy Endzone. I'm your host, as always, Jake. You can follow me on X, Twitter, whatever you call it, at Louis Lewis 5. That's Lewis, and then number 5. It's also right there on the screen for you if you're on the YouTube channel. How did you guys do in your fantasy playoffs? We are done. It's week 17. I'm recording with 4 minutes left of the Rams and Falcons game, but we are practically done. How did you do? Let me know in the comments. I have 2 championships, 2 third places, 3 fourth places, and 3 I didn't even make the playoffs, unfortunately. Hopefully you stayed tuned and you followed us here at Fantasy Endzone as well as Player Profiler. And on today's show, I will be talking about the injuries that happened during championship week, giving you my takes on week 17 and covering my league winners. Welcome back to Fantasy Endzone. Let's get fantasy. So, championship week, injuries have happened. They've came and gone. Arizona Cardinals, hopefully you didn't even think about starting him. Gosh, I wouldn't even consider him. Arizona Cardinals, Marvin Harrison Jr., what a letdown year 2 has been. In year 1, his rookie season and sophomore slump, both I don't even know what to say for him. Just terrible. Unfortunate. Hopefully he can bounce back. He needs possibly a new coaching regime there. Probably going to get a new quarterback. I don't know. This Cardinals team is in shambles. Bills, Josh Allen, x-rays on his foot once again following Sunday's game against the Eagles. Allen was limping at times, but told reporters it didn't affect him during the second half. Well, he didn't really do as great as we all anticipated or thought he would, but hopefully they don't have anything to play for this coming week 18. So hopefully they just sit him because they did not win the AFC East because that was New England Patriots. Carolina Panthers, though, are playing for a championship or division title, I guess you'd say. Jatavian Sanders suffered a broken ankle. He is not playing. Cleveland Browns, Harold Fannin Jr., out with a groin injury. He made a nice comeback catch for a touchdown. They ended up winning that game. So the Steelers and the Ravens have a showdown this week for the division title as well. Las Vegas Raiders, you're doing a great job at Tankathon. Geno Smith suffered a high ankle sprain against the Giants. Head coach says, he's not going to probably play this coming week. And, he might as well just get on IR. I mean, hell, Max Crosby, it looks like he's looking hurt. He walked weird. Might as well throw him on IR. Oh, Brock Bowers, a knee injury that he's been battling all season long. Yeah, throw him on IR too. What else could we do to get that number 1 overall pick and probably draft Fernando Mendoza? Yeah, I don't know. Geno is probably better off to play because if you play him, Kenny Pickett won't probably. I think Kenny Pickett's better than Geno Smith at this point of their careers. But nonetheless, Tankathon continues on. New York Jets, Brees Hall, knee. He had a 59-yard touchdown. He says that he was fine, but he won't need any further testing, how it's been announced after the Patriots game. Also, running back Isaiah Davis, concussed, did not return. Pittsburgh Steelers are going to play against the Ravens without their tight end, Darnell Washington. Forearm broke it this past week. Other injuries, Rashid Shaheed, concussed, and Van Jefferson suffered a season-ending injury to his forearm. That is all, actually, that I got on the injury report. Let's talk about a few of these games, and then it's going to kind of be a quicker show, but let's talk about a few of these games. Starting with Saturday night, Baltimore Ravens put a whooping on the Green Bay Packers, 41-24. And Scoop Huntley, maybe he'll be announced to the Pro Bowl again once more. He had nothing. He only had 107 yards passing, 1 touchdown. That did go to Zay Flowers. That had 4 catches, 30 yards. Thank you. I needed that in Dynasty. But the big guy, I needed him. The king, Derrick Henry. 36 rush attempts, career high, 216 yards. Not 1, not 2, not 3. Oh, my gosh. But 4 rushing touchdowns. This guy was a man on a mission, and I think Harbaugh got so much criticism over the last week because he didn't even touch the ball in the last 12 minutes of their game before last week or week 16. That actually needed him to, but nonetheless, he did not. And they said, screw it, we're going to give it to you 36 times, and you carry us to the division title possibly. But 4 touchdowns. On the other side, Packers were out without Jordan Love with a concussion. Malik Willis steps in, 18 for 21, 288 yards, 1 touchdown, but he also had 2 rushing with 60 yards. He had a great performance on that side. Josh Jacobs, hopefully he didn't play him in your championship week because he would have disappointed. And I was not recommending him at all to play. I even sat him, but I also started Ramondre Stevenson. Christian Watson, though, 5 catches, 113 and a score. Huge day for him. Moving on to another game. Arizona Cardinals lose 14-37 against the Cincinnati Bengals. Brissett kind of came back this week, 212, 2 touchdowns. The rush game did not really have any rushing game for the Cardinals. Michael Wilson, 5 catches, 89 yards, 1 touchdown. We see what he could do without Marvin Harrison Jr., so shaboom. But Trey McBride, 10 catches, 76 yards, and a score. He has now officially broken the tight end receiving record for most receptions in a single season, passing Zach Ertz. Joe Burrow, flawless. I mean, if this team could have had him all season, they'd win the division. Just how they've been playing. Oh, my God. 24 for 31, 305, 2 touchdowns. He looked amazing. And the guy that looked also amazing with him there, Chase Brown. 101, 2 touchdowns rushing. And what do you have for receiving? 3 catches, 40 yards. Chase Brown has 5 touchdowns in the last 2 games in just the third quarter. 5. Man. Jamar Chase, 7 catches, 60 yards, 2 touchdowns. Huge day for him. And T. Higgins, 4 catches, 59 yards. Another game I want to talk about real briefly. The Saints. 4 in a row, baby. Kellen Moore, you're doing a great job. Keep it up. You're doing a great job. I was not a believer in Tyler Shuck. Yes. Yeah. 333, 2 touchdowns. He looked every single piece of this part. Like, I know it's against the Titans. They won 34-26 against the Titans. But he just looks so good in the last few games. Like, he's should be that starter next year. I will say it right now. As much as I thought this team would not be in this position of winning 4 straight, they're dominating. Audric Esme, that's who we all thought was supposed to be last week's uptick at the running back position, and he had 94 yards and a touchdown. Whereas we all probably went to the waivers and picked up Taysom Hill, like myself. 3 rush attempts, 0 yards. But you should have also picked up Juwan Johnson. 4 catches, 95 yards. Actually, he was second on the team. Chris Olave did lead the team. I think he's wide receiver 2 right now, behind Luther Burden. 8 catches, 119, and a score. Huge day for him in your championship matchups. On the other side, Cam Ward's been playing a lot better. 251, 2 touchdowns. Also had 10 yards rushing. Tony Pollard, 85 yards rushing. He's been playing himself into another contract somewhere. Chikakanku, 3 catches, 55 yards and a touchdown. Chimera DK, 4 catches, 55 yards. And he set the record for NFL rookies for all-purpose yards in a single season. And let's look at, we'll look at last night's game or Sunday night football game. Man, this is probably a top 3 games of the year at least. Bears losing against the 49ers, 38-42. Caleb Williams had a great performance. I've been saying it for a while. As much as I'm a Packer fan, Caleb Williams looks good. 330, 2 touchdowns, 18 yards rushing. DeAndre Swift, 9 rushes, 54 yards, 2 touchdowns. Kyle Managai, 8 carries for 38 yards. Colson Loveland, 6 catches, 94 yards, and a score. Huge day for him. I'm pretty sure he is tight end 2 on the week. But number 1 wide receiver of the week right now, Luther Burden III. 8 catches, 138, and a score. Huge day. He left on the last play of the game with a quad injury. He had to get carted back to the locker room. And boy, he looked good. He looked really good. On the flip side, though, the quarterback 1 of the week, Brock Purdy. 303, 3 touchdowns. I think his first pass actually was for pick 6. But he also rushed for 2 touchdowns as well. He had 5 total touchdowns, 6 if you include the interception. But, huge day. Christian McCaffrey, another stellar day. I mean, what else do you want from this guy? 140 yards rushing, 1 touchdown, 4 catches, 41 yards. Huge days. Ricky Pearsall is back. 5 catches, 85 yards. Man, if this guy could stay healthy, he's getting 1,000-yard season instantly. This guy is just so good if he could stay healthy. I think next year he is 49ers wide receiver 1, so I'm going to be targeting him in dynasty leagues this offseason and redraft leagues starting next season. With no George Kittle, Jake Tunges, 7 catches, 60 yards, and a touchdown. Juwan Jennings also 2 catches, 42 yards, and a touchdown as well. Let's see what we got here for this Rams and Falcons game. With 20 seconds left, Falcons just kicked a go-ahead field goal. Matthew Stafford looks like he's been struggling. 269, 2 touchdowns, but 3 interceptions. Kyron Williams, 92 yards rushing. Blake Corum actually left the game with an injury. Xavier Smith, 4 catches, 69 yards. Puka Nacua, after a huge stellar game last week, 5 catches, 49 yards, and a touchdown as well. On the other side, Atlanta. Whoo! I see Kirk Cousins, 126, 1 touchdown. That was to Bijan Robinson, 5 catches, 38 yards, and a score. But he has 195 yards rushing and a touchdown. He did have a 93-yard rushing touchdown in this game. Huge, blew it right out. Couple guys that you're disappointed in right now is Kyle Pitts, 2 catches, 16 yards, and Drake London, 1 catch, 4 yards. He'll be back into swing of things starting next year. Those are just some games I want to talk about, but what a week 17 it's been. Before we head into our break, I just want to take a moment and address something important here at Player Profiler. It's with heavy heart that I share news that one of our own, Randell Young, aka known as Memphis from Dynasty War Zone, passed away suddenly this past weekend. I don't know all the details, only that it was unexpected. While I've never had the opportunity to meet him in person, I've been a longtime listener of Dynasty War Zone with Memphis and his co-host, Jerry Sinclair. Great guys. Just listening to them every day, every week. Like most of us, what started as a hobby or a side passion became something much bigger. Memphis launched Dynasty War Zone back in July 2018. Never miss a single week. That kind of consistency speaks volume about his determination, his professionalism, and how serious he built or took it and what he actually built. More than anything, though, Memphis always talked about his family, traveling to his son's baseball tournaments, being present, and making it clear what truly mattered to him. Jerry Sinclair, his co-host, has organized a GoFundMe to support Memphis family. I'll include the link in the description, the show notes, for anyone who wishes to donate. Every contribution is deeply appreciated. All funds will go directly towards his wife and son. I will also be donating as well. I'm going all my fast draft winnings from week 18 this coming week. I'm going to max all out. Whatever wins is going straight to them and donated. With that, I would like to take a moment of silence for Randell Memphis Young.
Oh, big news. Fast Draft has 2 best ball tournaments live right now. The Origins All Rookie Game for 2026. That's right. 2026 Best Ball is upon us. All rookies with Origins. $10,000 prize pool. And then we have our playoff Super Slam. You just pick 6 guys for the entire NFL playoffs and you let it ride. That one also has a $10,000 prize pool. Yes, things are happening at Fast Draft. The code is FAST to get a $50 deposit match. Let's go.
Go ahead and download Fast Draft. Use promo code Lewis, LEWIS, for a dollar for dollar match up to $50. Again, thoughts and prayers to Randy's family, Memphis's family. Gosh, I don't know what to say. It's just unfortunate. So please look at GoFundMe and help out the cause. A few league winners. I'm going to talk about each position. I'm not going to do losers because we all know, it's so hard to say the losers because obviously, like quarterback, it would be Jaden Daniels. You picked him very high, or even Lamar Jackson. You picked him very high, didn't really get your money's worth. Wide receiver, absolutely, Justin Jefferson. Brock Bowers at tight end, running back. One that comes to mind, I can't really think off the top of my head because a lot of them stayed healthy, honestly, this year, which is just crazy. But here's your fantasy player week winners. At quarterback, I predicted a couple weeks ago, if you were listening to the show, Brock Purdy was my guy I was looking at before the playoffs. And I predicted him to be a league winner. And boy, he sure the hell was. Finish as quarterback 4-1-1. Hopefully you're able to pick him up back when he was healthy or coming back from his injury to back full health. And this playoff run was amazing for the 49ers and Brock Purdy. Another quarterback I would have to say is Trevor Lawrence. If it wasn't for Purdy, Lawrence would absolutely be the top overall fantasy winner in the playoffs at the quarterback position. He finished as quarterback 1, 2, and 5 in your championship matchup. He was number 5. He's been dealing as of late, throwing 8 touchdowns, 0 in this week, but he has 8 passing touchdowns, 4 rushing. He had 2 rushing touchdowns this week. That's why he is very well. Liam Cohen has this offense going in the right direction, upwards. Well, I guess it would be this way. Right into the NFL playoffs, and huge league winner Trevor Lawrence is. At running back, sticking with the Jags, I predicted a couple weeks ago, I did a prediction show of who I thought was going to be league winners, so I'll name those and let you know if I was actually right or wrong. I predicted Travis Etienne just because Brashal Tootin had finger surgery, and I thought he was going to get more work, which in the opening round of the playoffs, he was RB1. So I was pretty spot on that one. But my league winner, probably number 1 for running back, I would have to say it was Chase Brown. Just imagine what it could have been if he had Burrow all year healthy. I guess since week 13 when Burrow came back, Brown's running back finishes 10, 6, 13, 1, and 3. Yeah, can you say he's somebody I'm targeting in dynasty leagues this offseason and redrafts beginning of next season, as long as everyone stays put in the offense line? They're probably going to draft somebody to protect freaking Joe Burrow. Yes, please. I'm all in on that. But yeah, he in the playoff run, 13, 1, and 3. 5 touchdowns in the third quarter of the last 2 weeks is freaking amazing stat. But yes, I am all in on Chase Brown going into the offseason. Another league winner at running back position is no other than CMC. I mean, if you drafted CMC this year, you are so happy. You're probably in the championship, maybe just won your championship because of him. He stayed healthy, which helps, obviously. But he was one of the best players of all fantasy this year. Outside of one, I think it was RB23. Outside of 1 week, he finished outside of RB14. The rest of the season, top 14 in 16 weeks. 15 weeks, sorry. But 3 RB1 finishes on the year. Like, name somebody else that's doing that. I think he has 2 or 3 RB2 finishes as well. But in the playoffs, he was running back 14, 2-4. Great playoff run for us here, fantasy gamers. Wide receiver, I predicted Juwan Jennings, which he was wide receiver 12 first round and 16 in the second, but he still got double digits in the championship week. Nonetheless, he was mediocre. I mean, he was easily a top tier guy that you probably could have picked off waiver, to be honest. But a league winner, I would have to say, is Puka Nacua. Had a monster game in the absence of Devontae Adams. Wide receiver 1, 2. Currently, I guess, now the game's over. Atlanta won. But he finished this week 5 catches, 57 yards, and a touchdown. So if you add it up, that's 15.7. That's a great week in your championship. Hopefully you didn't go against Bijan this week with your last game, your matchup based on this game. But I would have to say overall, though, my number 1 wide receiver league winner is Chris Olave. Man, this guy's been on a tear, finishing as wide receiver 9, 2-2 in the fantasy playoffs. He had 36 targets in the last 3 games. This kind of reminds me of Brian Thomas Jr., but I'll sell down. Brian Thomas Jr. was catching from Mac Jones. He's catching from Tyler Shuck. Tyler Shuck should be the starting quarterback next year for the Saints. But he had 36 targets, caught 24 of them, 352 yards, and 4 touchdowns in 3 weeks. Like, as long as he's not getting hospital balls thrown into him from Derek Carr, good Lord, it's just amazing just to see this. We all knew what he could be and what he was. So, what he could be and what he was is just what more do you want from a wide receiver in your fantasy playoffs? Now at tight end. Listen, I predicted Kyle Pitts to be a league winner. He blew up first week, going for 11 catches, 166 yards, and 3 scores. Like, I think that might be the highest a tight end has ever scored, especially in fantasy playoffs. Woo-wee! It's what we live for. Just the excitement of what he produced. Easily tight end 1 finish. In the second week, he was tight end 3. Unfortunately, in the championship game, 2 catches, 16 yards, 3.6. Oof. Yeah, not a good finish there. But again, this is so hard to predict, saying who's going to be a league winner at the tight end position. Like, honestly, yes, you could say Trey McBride. First round of the playoffs, RB2. And he was tight end 2 and tight end 1 in championship week. But in the semifinals, tight end 21, which probably bounced a lot of you guys, like myself, out of the championship contention. I mean, you could look at Harold Fan Jr. He had great numbers, 3 top 12 finishes. Could he be a league winner? I would say, honestly, if you went the 49ers combo, George Kittle, if you had him and then you picked up his backup and you went George Kittle week 1 of your fantasy championship or fantasy run, tight end 6, tight end 1, but suffered a hamstring injury. So he didn't play this week in your championship week. So if you would have picked up Jake Tunges, he was tight end 3 of the week. So hopefully you could have done that. Man, I just can't believe this year is over. This fantasy year is over. And this is the last show of 2025. Like I said, I can't believe it's over. Literally, it feels like I was doing mock drafts for you guys in Alaska on my vacation. And now here we are. Last episode of 2025. It's been a pleasure serving you guys. Be sure to follow, like, subscribe, smash those like buttons. And if you're listening on the podcast, click the little bell notification. Give me a review. It helps me. It helps the channel grow. I think I might be off next week. I have to check my schedule. But I'll be jumping back on. Always having episodes coming out on Tuesdays until the regular season starts once again. Let me know, though, what kind of content you're looking for. I will be coming out, diving deep into fantasy, advices, tips. But we are going to be transitioning a little bit for the offseason to off-season moves like free agency, rookies coming out. So more dynasty purposes, I guess you'd say, but always coming up with new content for you guys. Let me know in the chat what you would like to see more of in 2026. Let's make it the biggest year yet for Fantasy Endzone and as well as Player Profiler. As always, stay tuned for expert analysis and tips. Remember to follow myself on Twitter, X, whatever you call it, at LeweyLewis5. That's LEWY, LEWIS, and the number 5. I'll see you fantasy heads next year. Stay safe this week. Until then, peace out. And with that, let's in memory of Memphis, let's do a little outro with him.
Here's the very powerful piece of advice that will help you much in life. The piece of advice is don't do dumb shit.
Gosh, Memphis, you're going to be missed, man. Till then, see you guys later. Peace.
From the Podfather to you, I deeply appreciate you tuning in. And many ask, what can I do? What can I do to help support the hosts, the research they do, the production costs? Go to PlayerProfiler.com, Dynasty Deluxe, World Famous Draft Kit, Rankings, DFS Dominator, and of course, data analysis. Subscribe to any one of those, and you support all of us and take Player Profiler to the moon.